give you an example. I don't have a slide for this, but imagine this. $100,000 first, and then you hold it long enough, and you're going to sell for $200,000, zero down. We'll just say zero down, which means you may come back in foreclosure later, right? Usually you would say, I'm going to pay 5% interest on the first, and let's say 8% interest on the second. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
If you were to figure it out, 8% of 100,000 is the interest you would pay in the first year, correct? That would be what? $8,000. Well, real estate investors decided, you know what, that's not good enough for me. Is there some way I could make it better? And they came up with this idea that, you know what, there's this underlying loan that I'm going to continue making the payments on, but since I'm making the payments on it and the people who are buying the property aren't, then I should get some benefit for that. So they said, I'm going to create this note, which instead of $100,000 second, will be a $200,000 second. And it wraps around the $100,000 first. Can you see that?
No, can you show us?
Imagine that.
I can't visualize world peace. Can you show us?
Let's imagine that the $100,000 first is this. When you get your payment, you pay it, and it's good. By the way, for your information, in the future I'm going to use an alligator for this part. And when you create an all-inclusive trust deed or a wraparound mortgage, you put the first in it, and you surround it with the $200,000 second. When the payment comes to you on the second, because you're the one who's going to receive the payment, or a neutral third party, they take out the first, they pay it, they put it back in, and you get to keep the difference in the two payments. Now remember, how much did we get in 1 year's interest on the $100,000 second? $8,000. If you create a wraparound second of $200,000, you get the $8,000, which is the 8% on the $100,000, correct? You also get 8% interest minus 5% interest on the $100,000 first. That isn't even your own money.
That can't be legal.
And you know what? There will be real estate agents and brokers that say that. It's illegal. It is not illegal. What's the difference between 8% minus 5%? 3%, right? What's 3% of 100,000? $3,000. So in 1 year's time, I'm going to get an extra $3,000 on money that's not even mine. So over that year's time, I will get $8,000 from the second, $3,000 extra from the first, for a total of $11,000. And how much is the equity that I loaned them? $100,000. Remember, there's existing first of 100, and I extended credit of $100,000. So I got in $11,000 on $100,000 equity. What's my return? It's 11% rather than 8. I would suggest that 11 is better than 8. What do you think? Let me give you another example, though I'm not going to use as many numbers. Consider a first. Right? This is your typical first that you'll see nowadays, maybe $200,000 first, and the property value is $200,000. I'm going to show you that you can create a wraparound mortgage. How skinny is that wraparound the second? In this case, it's almost zero, right? You could do the same thing with this without having any equity in the second. In other words, $200,000 first, create a $200,000 wraparound.
Why would you do that?
Because I want to get the difference in interest between my wraparound and the existing first. So if it was 8% for my wraparound and 5% for the first, I'd get $3,000 and I'd have no, what Reggie likes to call, skin in the game. How's that? What's your return on your investment then? Good. It's infinite. It's good enough. Now, does it have to be this large a first and this small a second? No. It could be a first this big and a second this big.